Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, Goreclubbers, and welcome back here to the Gorecast with myself and the Giz and the Buzz and the Carter, where we're going to be talking about something that we ordinarily wouldn't be talking about at all, because it's
they made me watch it. I can't unsee it.
You guys chat away there for a second. I just need to double check that everybody's audio has gone through.
We made Giz sit through the Netflix documentary called The Tiger King. 7 episodes plus the 8th episode, which was a recap.
I didn't. You forgive me if I haven't watched that.
Oh, you didn't do the recap?
No, I didn't do the recap. I feel that having seen the entire bloody thing, I'm pretty well caught up and recapped.
Truthfully, though, that 8th episode was more of kind of a fun. Who did it? Like Joel McHale?
Yeah.
So it was more of just a kind of social thing than it really was anything to do with the documentary.
It was like, oh, wow, this show is actually more popular than we thought. Let's rush Where Are They Now? Which
exactly.
It really didn't like add to anything though, because it's like everything was pretty much where you left off.
So you were totally cool, Giz, with just doing the 7. The 8th was more of just kind of a comical stab introduction.
It was also Joel McHale doing his best to pretty much tell everybody they're fucking mental right in front of
Yeah,
their face,
it was pretty much an hour-long episode of Joel McHale roasting everyone that was on the show.
Yeah.
And them taking it really fucking well, by the way.
Because they're too stupid to realize any different.
Or they're so famous now they don't give a fuck. I mean, let's face it, the whole... If there's one thing that shines true in this show, it's that like these fucking crazy motherfuckers are all ego and no id at all. They're complete, total, utter attention whores, and any bit of light shined on their miserable existence is one that they're going to stand up and take a bow in.
Sadly, I got to fucking agree with Giz on that one, dude. It really is just like a look at me kind of thing.
It is, and like you can see that. Oh, that Baskin chick is like fucking an actual sociopath. It's delusional. Your man Joe.
She was actually one of them that didn't actually take part in the reunion or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's because she was pretty angry about the fact that I was horribly misrepresented, and now after opening up the murder case that I thought I'd pretty much put behind me with my husband.
She's a fucking slave owner. Admittedly, she brings people in. She has them work for years. She doesn't give a fuck about them, doesn't know their goddamn names, doesn't pay them. They practically pay her for the privilege of being her bitches.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Guys,
and also
the format that we discussed before we went online.
For anybody who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about the Netflix special Tiger, or what is it? Joe Exotic?
No, just Tiger King.
Or just Tiger King. Tiger King.
Murder, Mayhem, and Madness.
Okay. Which is a 7-episode true crime documentary. Like
it's not even a true crime documentary, really.
Yeah, this thing, I think it like a guy basically decided to do a documentary series after discovering this mad bastard Joe Exotic. Now, the deal was Joe Exotic, in his own deranged insanity, had himself an internet TV show where he primarily went on about how he wanted to shoot a woman by the name of Caroline Baskin, who like is this complete and utter fucking thundering socio whore cunt who is like completely out of her gourd and like convinces people that she's doing the right thing when all she's actually doing is the exact same as everyone else, except with free slave labor. Wait, they all have free slave labor actually. It's an entire world of like
the whole, but to backpedal just a bit, the whole thing is you have 3 or 4 individuals that do tiger or animal sanctuaries.
Why don't we start off where the whole thing starts off, which is with the focus of Joe Exotic, who is a gun-toting, tiger-owning, meth-smoking, man-marrying hillbilly from Oklahoma who owns a massive tiger ranch, essentially.
Don't forget about the very proud
I forgot to do the thing. One sec. We have things set up here so that everything looks...
That's why he said man.
Now we're talking about Joe Exotic. Haha, there we go. Okay. So he's the tiger-loving, man-loving sex machine of Oklahoma. He owns a massive tiger ranch where essentially he started owning this ranch because his brother died and the brother always wanted... This is where I knew this TV series was crazy from the get-go, because he was explaining how my brother always hated how all those tigers were in captivity and he wanted to see them running around in the wild, and when he died I thought the best way of honouring him was by starting a tiger farm where I keep them all locked up in cages.
Right.
But you see, the thing is, it shows footage. It shows footage near the end of the series of Joe in the early days. And Joe in the early days, probably shortly after the death of his brother, actually gave a fuck and was doing it as a way of gathering the tigers for their own safety. The problem was, he then kind of went, people love the tigers. Ooh, people love me because I got tigers.
Yeah, and then the problem there was that Joe forgot that people were coming to see the tigers, and it started turning into the Joe show featuring some tigers.
Right. So it starts out with GW Zoo, and everything just kind of fucking goes sideways from there.
You also got to take a look at early on, even before all this happened, like, because I was kind of rewatching it before we went on, was like when he, I guess he came out to his father that he was gay, and his father was like, he's like, pretty much like, here, shake my hand to pretty much tell me that you're not going to be at my funeral, because he disowned him. And he, I guess, obviously didn't take that very well. He actually drove his car off a cliff to pretty much kill himself. And when he did that, he mainly like broke his back. And during recovery, I guess, one of the peoples that he was staying with when he was in recovery pretty much did what he did and was like rescue tigers, and like they were like feeding a lot of the young tigers, and that's where like the early on passion, I guess, for that kind of started.
I think it was animals in general.
Yeah, he had everything. He had parrots, like literally animals, but like tigers and big cats were like the main focus.
Yeah, because he had orangutans and shit like that, but like. Yeah, that was Doc.
No, he had an elephant. He had to get rid of it after. Yeah.
Oh, did he? So it's kind of hard to keep them all, a track of them all. They're all
so like anything. Crazy. I think, like you said, dude, he started out with really good intentions. You know, he had that point of like, hey, this is kind of fucked up. You know what? I've got my brother's name on this. I'm gonna do in this misconstrued way, like Giz said, because he didn't really like the whole captivity thing, but in his own way, he was wanting to do something his brother wanted, which was look after all these animals.
Exactly, yeah.
But it,
unfortunately,
it went from looking after animals to making money.
Right. You know, unfortunately, he wound up getting into an old Hatfield McCoy kind of thing with a lady named Carole fucking Baskin. I only say that because that's the only way Johnny wants to say it. That's her name.
It's Carole fucking Baskin.
God's damn sociopath if ever I saw one.
It's on her birth certificate.
And she runs a big cat rescue.
We'll get more and more into Carole Baskin when we get onto the Carole Baskin section. But like, essentially, she is a total fucking hypocrite because she used to breed. Oh, yeah. She used to breed and keep tigers the way Joe did. Then I don't know as she realized there was more money in animal conservation or whatever, but she suddenly became an animal conservation sanctuary. And all of a sudden was like, oh, you shouldn't be breeding tigers and you shouldn't be letting them pet the tigers and screw you, Joe Exotic, and blah, 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 blah. None of these people. She became an animal conservationist, essentially, so she could run all the other tiger owners out of business while being on a mantle that she would be able to run people.
And Joe, being the don't fuck with me individual that he was.
He's a bit of a zero fucks kind of guy.
Right, he really is, dude. And so when she made her first comment about like, oh, well, Joe's not doing it right, Joe took that shit personally.
I'll bust a cap in your ass, Carole.
He did everything physically he could to let her know, fuck
For
you,
instance,
Carole. And that was with his own internet show.
Yeah. He had
anything he could think of.
He had an internet show called Joe Exotic TV on his own web server. It's also all up on YouTube. I've watched way too much of it. Any
of this is way too much.
Yeah, but to his detriment later on, which we'll get into when we're kind of discussing the ins and outs of it, he has, while on the course of making this show, said at least about 500 times how he was going to murder Carole Baskin in various different ways, including I'm going to mail her some goddamn rattlesnakes, which he did, and I'm going to have your head in a jar, Carole.
He actually even showed up. He actually showed up to her reservation and like dressed up as like
a bunny rabbit,
some kind of animal. I forgot.
He dressed up as a bunny rabbit, and he had his 3 husbands or 2 husbands and a friend, one or the other. Your internet's gone very bad, Buzz. I'm just giving you a heads up if you end up dropping out. I'm assuming it's you because you're the only one it's happening to. But anyway, he showed up. He showed up outside in a blood-covered bunny rabbit costume with his buddies dressed as tigers because there was some video of Carole feeding or her killing a rabbit and feeding it to a tiger.
So, no, it was 2 or 3 of her employees holding up dead rabbits.
Yeah, that's it.
The whole stick was somebody had donated the animals. They were super proud of the fact that the tigers were able to eat actual, like, raw, fresh meat. And Joe jumped on that shit like a heartbeat and just, oh, look what she's doing. And so they paraded outside of her establishment doing that protest of they enjoy killing animals.
Do you know the offense he should have the offensive he should have taken on that topic, or edge of the topic would have been, how many fucking tigers are you hoping to feed with those 3 rabbits, Carole?
Right.
Like, have you seen how much meat a fucking tiger eats?
Like a couple of cubs, maybe.
Like, if you think about it, dude, like, he had the right idea. It was just such a chaotic mess. Like, he could have gone after her in so many smarter ways.
That's
but he
the thing is, unlike
anybody around him.
Unlike some of the other characters in the show, he obviously doesn't have a lot of brains.
Right.
Because he's more of an impulse person and does everything on impulse as opposed to...
one way of describing Joe.
You think about it, quite a few of his employees were like, dude, you should not walk around going, I hope the bitch is dead. I will kill the bitch.
Even in
front of
even in the course of the documentary that was just shot itself, and there is a little bit. There was another guy shooting a documentary, and Joe had other people shooting. There was many people shooting documentary stuff, but like in the course of the documentary, he must have asked literally everybody on that park to murder Carole Baskin at some stage or another.
Dude, like, it was just people walking past it. Hey, want a job? I need a bitch. Like, he did not.
Like, he even said it to one of the audience at one stage. He was like, I tell you, if any of you guys want to hang out with these tigers for free anytime, you stroll on down there to Florida. I got a bitch named Carole Baskin. You put a cap in her ass. I'll sort you guys out.
I mean, oh my God, dude. Like, he was a train wreck in his own right, but like,
some
I felt bad
stars are designed to shine too brightly. And I believe that may be Joe Exotic.
I believe the term is supernova, dude. Just gonna go.
Right. Oh, fuck right. You know, because
then
dude, go ahead.
You got all the people that that he works with them are like majority of them. You know, he seems like he employs seems like former either felons or former people that are having a rough time because they.
Yeah, he gets people with no other option, and he offers them jobs. He offers them a place to live. He pays them sweet frack all, and he engenders himself by just being this over-the-top personality.
He's got people that got no legs. He's got somebody that gets their arm ripped off and it's back like 5 days later.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what?
Though? I have to say, that dude took that like a fucking champ.
Fuck right, dude. He was more worried about Kelsey.
It's a chick, but she identifies as a dude.
It's a chick, but she identifies. Right.
Fair enough.
There was actually in
that's one of the
in that Joel McHale interview. He actually said, he was like, I saw there was a load of uproar about people people saying about you being referred to as a she in the documentary, and did it bother you? And she was like, to be blatantly honest, the only people that seem to bother is those people out there. I couldn't give a monkeys. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
right,
just a real laid back chap.
You know,
like, I mean, the tiger ripped his arm off. He turns around and he's like, look, tiger went tiger. That happens sometimes.
Okay, but to make it even fucking more badass, it was one of those like, hey, if you keep your arm, you're going to be in recovery for like umpteen months. If we take your arm, you're in recovery in umpteen weeks. And she was more worried about the afterfall of the tiger. She was like, take the fucking arm so I can get back to work. That's a badass move. I'm sorry.
Part of that, hang on. Don't forget though, part of that, like the driving force behind that wasn't necessarily, Saf being badass. That was more a case of loyalty and thinking people are going to give Joe shit for this. If I'm not there.
No. Again, it was more episode 8. She was more worried about people thinking bad about the Tigers because
she didn't want any of the Tigers getting put down.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
She didn't want. She didn't want Joe getting butt fucked for it either. But it was mostly the Tigers.
Right.
Well, he was already getting butt fucked by something else. So,
but she was more worried, like her and whoever the John and the other guy, the long blonde hair. Those 3 people honestly cared more about the fucking appearance and the care of the Tigers than they did of Joe or anybody fucking else around.
What I found strange actually was the guy with the long blonde hair actually even said, he was like, the park's just so normal now that it's just Jeff Lowe owning it. I show up, I feed the Tigers, Jeff's there, he says hi, I do my thing, I feed the Tigers, I fuck off home.
Right.
And he's someone that like got brought in pretty much off the streets looking for any kind of job, and then ends up being the guy around the place looking after the cats.
And
pretty
those
much.
cats bloody love him, man. You can see it, like those cats fucking love him.
Yeah.
And out of the whole fucking thing, he was also one of the people I felt the worst for. Because at one point when they were like, oh, when Joe wants to put one down, he has me stand there, talk to him so Joe can fucking do the job, and I'm the last thing they look at. They trust me. And I was like, he carries a lot more fucking burden than anybody on the fucking show, personally.
You see, the thing is, it's Joe's staff, the people that all these mad bastards interact with, they're all, let's call them sane, rational, likable people. But it's the megalomaniacs that are fucking running these places for the most part, that are out of their freaking minds. Now, Now there is the exception of the former drug dealer, because he fell into this kind of thing.
Joel McHale said it. I said it to Pam when it happened. You said it to me, and myself and Buzz, or myself and Carter, I can't remember who it was, all said it to each other, that when the ex, when the ex guy that used to work for the cartel who literally got locked up for feeding dudes to fucking tigers.
Inspiration for
Scarface, and has had a life of mentalness that you can't describe. Is the most straight up honest shooter in the entire goddamn TV show. It gives you a slight indication of the batshit crazy fucks you were dealing with for 8 hours of your life of this.
Yeah. Now, that being said, fucking Doc Antle had his head screwed on kind of right as well.
Both heads were screwed on fucking well tight.
Anybody has their head on to a start.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
I'm just going to fuck the animals. Yeah. Like, I will only mess with the animals.
Oh. You said fuck the animal, and I was thinking back to
it's the goddamn flash drive.
Hang on. Stark, just to be clear, Stark is the guy that got into business with the con artist, and then halfway through, when you know it's going to go shit side up, you realize it's going to go shit side up and fucked off, yeah?
Yeah. But from the very beginning, he looked at somebody else and was like, I kind of envy old boy that has like 6 girlfriends, but fuck it. I'm going to mess with my animals and like not mess with the fucking human aspect of it.
Yeah, but you like once he's like, I'm not going to call him. Yeah, I suppose I can call him trustworthy to a degree because you can trust his nature because there's nothing that he deceives you about his nature.
The man and the man deals so well with so many big cat animals because he has the same hunting mentality as the cat animals have.
Yeah, he's a predator, but at least you know he's a fucking predator.
It's just the large cats are hunting meat that they can rip apart, and he's hunting pussy that he can rip apart.
Now,
who are you talking about? I thought we were on to Doc Antle, no?
Stark.
Oh, you're still on about Stark. Sorry.
No, we were still talking about
Stark. Stark just likes, I just got my big cats, and I got my orangutan, and I like hanging out with all my animals, and I just do my thing.
Right.
And he just got shit. He just got sick of Jeff's shit and was like, because Jeff wasn't doing anything, and he was, fuck it, I'm out. They're supposed to build like another zoo together or something like that. And
that's
Jeff
Joe's MO, is to make it look like he's got a load of money, and next thing you know, you're the main investor, and Jeff's paid nothing.
Yeah, because that's how
it works. Will we move on to the next section, which is essentially Carole Baskin, but we'll talk about all of the other zoo owners a bit more.
Okay, I was going to say, because I really want to talk
about...
what
we have to finish up with Joe is, so you discover throughout watching Joe's side of the documentary that he's been lulling these good-looking tattooed beefcakes into the park with the guy with the guy
straight.
Yeah, I should point that out. Sorry, straight tattooed beefcakes.
Really important. I'm sorry.
Straight tattooed beefcakes. Who like meth? Yeah. Like I know you're like, are they good looking? The guy with the no teeth is actually he's a good looking dude. Like he has teeth and everything now. He's a good looking bloke. He just had bad teeth. Do you know what I mean?
John Finlay.
But yeah,
and it
would appear through a magical ability to just convince people they're gay, or just wave so much meth in front of them that they'll make them suck a dick. I don't know what way it works exactly. I haven't seen the.
There was also trucks and guns.
Yeah, there was loads of trucks, guns. They were essentially literally just married prostitutes.
Pretty much like any guy's fucking fantasy. Do you want to go fuck with big cats and blow up shit? Yeah, but
customarily, as a straight dude fantasy, is some fit, rich MILF or something. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
Also,
it's not some
they had a truck full of expired,
crusty hillbilly.
They also had a truck full of expired Walmart meat too.
Right,
which they used on the goddamn pizzas.
People were unaware at one stage that Joe decided that the best way to try and get some extra cash generated in was to open up a restaurant on premises, which, as you know, zoos, that's how those things kind of work, to be able to inflate the price a little bit because there's no extra food around. It's a good food source idea, except that Joe had no money to buy and stock and pay for chefs and things like that. And sure, why would I even bother when all I need to do is go down to Walmart's fucking dumpster, get the meat from the day before, whatever the tigers don't eat, you're getting on your pizza.
Also,
that's also how the employees ate too.
Right.
I don't think they actually ate the pizza. I think the only time they ate the pizza was for that.
No, I'm talking about they actually took the meat. Like they were picking through and they're like, oh, this isn't bad, I'll take it.
like they actually pointed out, Joe let the employees hit the expired meat truck first, then they fed it
to the cats.
Because the blonde-haired guy was like, "Oh shit, this is still frozen. I'm taking this back to my." So, like, they got $100 a week and first dibs on the expired meat truck before the animals.
Yeah, living the dream.
It sounds like something from the fucking Simpsons.
Living the dream.
I know.
Sign me up.
It actually,
this is Homer Simpson opening
sounds
a
like something.
tiger farm.
Yeah.
Minus all the sodomy.
Yeah. So Joe was able to tell 2 straight guys, "You're gay and you're going to be with me for the next like 5 fucking years of your life."
4 straight guys, because there was a guy before.
There's 2 guys before.
There's one guy before. There's the guy with the no teeth. Then there was the guy who has the unfortunate incident with the firearms, and then there's
John and Travis.
And then there's the new guy that he met after him.
Right.
Donnie?
Dylan.
Yes, that's it.
Dylan.
So it was like John, Travis,
John and Travis were the 2 that he had the whole time, and then when they were gone,
like two of the guys are proper. Like you could put them in a surfer model magazine. The last two guys literally could be in a surfer model magazine. They're not just like good looking dudes. 2 of these guys are like gorgeous looking lads. Do you know what I mean? Right.
Gorgeous straight guys. Well, no, the last one wasn't straight. But Travis was like...
He definitely loves Joe. I'll put it that way. He seems very dedicated.
Yeah. And the thing of it is he gets these guys right after they're like graduating high school. It seems like every single one, right after they graduate high school, they're like being corrupted by...
What do you got planned for your life? I was thinking of taking a year off from college or something. Okay, how about for that year off, we go fuck around with a load of tigers, smoke meth, and shoot guns? Fuck yeah!
Right.
To be honest, male or female, that's how this stuff works.
Dick am I going to suck? Like once a week, maybe?
I mean,
yeah, I can do that. That's fine. Let's do this. Woo!
Like, what's his intro? He's like, "Oh, so I'm going on my date after my husband killed himself. Do you like tigers?" And then the guy, quote, never left.
That's every guy is. Do you like tigers? Do you like meth?
Tigers. And I felt bad for Dylan. Think about the phone calls he was taking from Joe from prison. "I just want him free. I just want him home." Wow. Haven't y'all been together like less than a fucking year? Okay.
That's sad. Where in this whole docuseries, that the one thing that you would think would be the most outrageous or most, oh my god moment with like Travis killing himself is not that. Like that one really like took me aback when I was watching that. Like, and I saw the video they were showing, and that I was like, holy shit!
I agree with you. It's in that episode, it's the most shocking moment. But then when you kind of sit back and look at the overall show, you're like, it's up there.
It
like
gets buried and like
it's crazy.
Like, what got me with every episode, you get a brighter and bigger picture of Joe. Like in the beginning, it's like, oh, I love my brother. I'm ostracized from my family. I want to save animals. But yet, as every episode goes, you're like, wow, dude, so you really just kind of want to be the forefront of everybody's attention. Like that shit.
Well,
like,
that's the whole thing. Like when the dude chick gets her arm ripped off, like the first thing he wants to do is he wants to go and tell everybody that, like, all right, we had somebody that had to put their arm in the cage. They got their arm ripped off. Like he had to be the center of attention. And then the first words that come out of his mouth after that is, "I'm never going to financially recover from this."
Okay,
it's
see, like when he truly showed his ass was when Travis killed himself, and he's going to perform a song at the funeral. Like that to me was like a go fuck yourself, dude.
And then he invites his mom.
He's dressed like a fragging priest. What's the what?
Look.
I mean, like, Joe Exotic in himself is like a fucking 3-4
Tony Macca,
hour
what's
show.
going on?
Things with that dude.
Tony.
They literally should have had this different seasons and have each season be about each different person.
Oh yeah,
I feel if they are able to nail Carole Baskin down, there's definitely going to be a TV series there.
Oh fuck yeah!
They're already talking about a series, not with like actual people, but like a movie.
I saw
like
that. There's talks of Katie McKinnon playing Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was like a McHale kind of like fuck off. They're actually trying to pull that together.
Look, dude, that female Ghostbusters is god awful, but this is right up her wheelhouse. Like she'd slay at this. Like I personally think it should be David Spade. Because Joe Dirt is Joe Exotic. You just replace fucking tigers with crocodiles, and it's the same dude.
I like, man, like what really fucked me up was how everybody was so adamant about like, let's save the tigers. Go fuck yourself.
Tiger loves,
like
man.
Once you got deeper into them, you know what I'm saying is like once you got past and got deeper into like what they did, it had shit to do with tigers.
Do you want to know what gets me?
Money. It was all money.
Actually annoys the fuck out of me. But here's the thing. They could have actually let's take Doc Antle for example, because I feel that him being the lecherous bastard that he certain spiritual. Okay,
wait. I have to do. We're moving on to the other zookeepers now. I have to do my other scene. 1 sec.
No. We're not. I'm using him as an.
We're into the Carole Baskins. We're into the. Finish what you were saying, obviously.
I mean, like, this is the weirdest fucking topic because everything blends.
It's just 8 smooth hours of mental shit.
Like, one person, like, right,
like,
dude.
I thought Black Mirror was, like, when I was watching Black Mirror, there was proper moments of, what the fuck, throughout this, and I thought, I'm not going to have any other TV series on Netflix that's going to give me so many what the fuck moments. I was wrong. I was wrong. What were you saying, Giz, before I did the Carole Baskins? Fucking Carole Baskin.
That they could still do what they're doing, use the cats to get whatever fucking men or women they want, have the lifestyle they want, and actually do what the fuck they're supposed to be fucking doing by simply, once the tigers get to past the age that they're actually usable and making moneyable, fucking ship them back to where they should fucking belong, you goddamn fucking muppets. That way you don't get caught for euthanizing them.
But according to them, that's what you can't do that though, because once they had being like the way they are and being bred and used as sideshow attractions, they can't go back to the wild.
Is the word you're looking for,
because
they don't have that hunt
way.
Because they're not used to hunting for food.
They are.
So that would be doing them a disservice and pretty much a death sentence if they sent them back to the wild after
Hanley,
that's according to them.
One sec, sorry. Jura Hanley, seeing as you're in the chat,
and that's true.
I really think you should get that 100% property of Joe Exotic tattoo in your crotch. I'm just throwing that out there.
But no, that's actually like fact that like any wild animal that gets domesticated, once they're back into that atmosphere, they can't recover from that. They're pretty much
zoos and shit. We throw them food, however many are in that cage or that sanctuary. We feed per that head count. So now all of a sudden we ship them back. It is like it will be the what the fuck's that called? Survival of the fit.
Okay, well, in that case, it's simply a case of once they get past the part where you can actually physically hold them, you introduce them to a scenario whereby they have to fucking hunt their food. You send in some fucking live goats or some live fucking sheep or whatever the fuck prey animals you want, and you have them hunt them. You get them the instinct back, and then ship them the fuck out. Once they're like...
But, right, and that's... I've never done a fucking sanctuary, so like maybe that's a possibility. But if you look at it, all of these, what are we talking about like now? 4 sanctuaries, they're usually rescuing, I don't know, fucking drug cartels tiger, somebody that thought owning a fucking orangutan would be fun. We're rescuing these kind of animals because they're no longer cute. They're like full grown. And it's like, oh my God, there's a 600 fucking pound tiger in my backyard. Get it the fuck out.
That's fair enough when you get to those, but like the whole point of this is that they're breeding them the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. They're breeding them to use them.
Right.
Yeah, no. Like, okay, that's fair enough. You're repopulating the species, grand. Get them to a certain stage, fucking put them in an environment where they have to fucking hunt, ship them the fuck back, validate the fact that you're using these cats to get fucking women.
That's where you have to appreciate
whatever the fuck you're getting.
like Jeff Lowe and those guys, because at least Jeff Lowe was like, what do you want the tigers for? Oh, because if you show up in a limo and got some tigers, you're going to get whatever pussy you're looking for.
Right. Oh my God. But I will agree though.
Shit.
I will agree though.
He was just a full-on fucking con artist anyway. If you turn up in a suit, looking good, and knowing what you're talking about, people will believe you are whatever the fuck you tell them you are.
I think it's at the stage where I should start drinking. Oh, okay. I think, Carole.
So, because I know
No, go on, say what you're going to say. We're moving into a section now, because we did...
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to get back to
say
Carole
her name
Baskins, because that's
say
what
her name
move on to. Was her whole
Carole fucking Baskin.
Carole fucking Baskins. Carole fucking Baskins. Her whole. Now I'm not saying that I'm condoning her gibberish that comes out of her fucking mouth, but her whole role in this is she looks and tries to save the tigers and animals that are being held captive by these people, where she pretty much says she rescues them to pretty much have them in a cage till they die, because of kind of what I was saying before with the whole them not being able to go back in the wild and defend themselves. Is her whole role in this is she's trying to rescue them to give them the best life possible before until they die, pretty much. Because that's her whole defense is like, you're doing the same exact thing as Joe Exotic and all these other people, keeping them in cages. But her whole thing is, well, they're already domesticated, so if they go out to the wild, they're just going to be killed anyway, because they're going to not be able to use their regular instincts.
Okay, but in defense, though, I can't believe I'm saying this, I kind of have to back Joe in this aspect, because he did the whole, like, mall tours and, like, McDonald's, like, wherever he could set up shop to introduce people and pass baby tigers around. His thing was, like, and it's kind of true, if you think about it. If you just throw up a fucking thing that's like, oh, hey, donate $5 to save tigers, people don't give a shit. But if you hand them a baby tiger and go, what you're holding is what you're fucking saving, all these people are like, here's $50 fucking dollars, here's $100 fucking dollars, can I have my picture taken with them? To a degree, I kind of had to back him with that one. But as we saw, money and power kind of sucked all that away. In the beginning, again, he was doing what I thought was right for the Tigers.
He was doing one of the oldest political tricks in the fucking book. Dear people who are stupid enough to vote for me, let me present to you what you think you're getting for all this money that you've given me for the last few months. As I trot out a bunch of kids who I've caught off the street, dressed up really nice, done them all up, and presented them as the orphans from the orphanage that I just saved thanks to your generous donations. Aren't I a humanitarian? Vote for me. Hey,
again,
good looking?
No, he was a shitty person, but the idea was sound. Because once you hand something to somebody, and they're like,
because The thing with him, I'm starting to come down from the drinking.
Down from the drinking.
I'm getting mad again.
So fucking worry about it.
The thing with him is when he started going wrong is when he started breeding the animals. If you're saving animals, that's one thing. He legitimately started to breed just for that cause. That's where it started to become bullshit.
Okay,
because you're creating more of a problem by breeding these animals. You want to sit here and save them, save the ones that are already alive. Don't fucking make a whole bunch of more just to get you money.
Well,
that's where
he started all of that. He started all of that. He started all of that side of things because he just couldn't afford to keep the tigers.
Exactly. Well, he couldn't afford the tigers, and he couldn't afford the lawsuit that he was fucking with.
Yeah. He got himself fucked up there.
Yeah. No, but like when he first started, and he was, because I don't know if that was like his legit reason, but this is what he said. You put a cute fucking baby tiger in somebody's lap, and they're going to fucking try to do anything they can to save their lives. And if we've looked at society, that's fucking true. You know, you look at old girls like, oh, $1 a day will fucking feed this family. Nobody fucking cares.
Remember you. Oh no, you're talking about something different.
But you put a fucking baby in somebody's lap and go, hey, this is the baby you're saving. Here's all my money. I don't care.
The thing of it is it wouldn't have. You wouldn't have to worry about saving it because you wouldn't have had to. It wouldn't have been bred like he bred. Like he's causing more of a problem. I didn't think I was going to get this like mad. I thought I was going to be more of.
You need to go top up your glass.
Here.
You need to go top it up now.
I did like an hour and a half ago. I'm fine. I
kind of fucking
I'm good.
No, but
I'm good.
Again, it's that like action and consequences. In the beginning, he was cool, but then he fucked with Carole too much, wound up in debt. Well, shit, I can breed a baby tiger for like $5,000. Fuck yeah.
Dude, he was predominantly feeding tigers for a good chunk of that documentary with fucking wholesale meats that came out at the back of a fucking used truck.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not condoning anybody's fucking action.
Yeah, but
in the
like one of Joe's major problems is he took a load of tigers in, not realizing that tigers eat. I don't know why he didn't realize it, but tigers eat fuckloads of fucking food.
Again, like Joe's biggest downfall was foresight. Everything he did was right here, right now.
No,
I'm gonna physically threaten this woman's life. Nothing will fucking happen. I'm gonna take on more fucking tigers. Nothing will fucking happen.
Joe's biggest downfall is he's batshit crazy.
He's mad as a bag of spiders.
That was his biggest downfall.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Carole Baskin because we seem like we try to move on and then it just kind of goes back to Joe.
No, you're right.
Carole Baskin,
sociopath.
But
and she fed her husband to tigers.
I don't suspect. I don't suspect.
No.
There's no suspect.
I feel like technically correct. We suspect that bitch killed her husband and did it well.
Strongly suspect.
Well,
for someone who supposedly doesn't know like why people think that she would do that, she knows a lot about what to put on people's boots that will get tigers attracted to kill them.
Also, the story she said about the explanation as to what happened to the husband. A single word of that hasn't changed in 20 odd years, bar the fact that she dropped out what airport he was flying from. She just dropped that out of. Yeah, she initially said what airport, but then in all the other stories, she knew. She omits the airport info.
All you need to do is build a visual image of their story in your head.
I have a visual image. Joe Exotic made a music video about it.
Go back to that visual image.
That's pretty much how I figured the run of events went, to be blatantly honest.
All she needs is a better image.
She knew what she was doing.
She was
everybody else just was not up to her fucking level.
Philanthropist who helped her set up the tiger thing and all of that kind of shit. and then he realized that she was batshit fucking crazy, and basically just ended up.
He reached out to like I don't know if it was like a lawyer or somebody close to like him, and like said that
Help
like she
me.
pretty much said that she's gonna kill me, and then also she went and because that's another thing is like the changing of the will in case of disappearance. In case I
perfectly normal thing to put in a will.
Who the fuck puts that in a will?
No shit. That's like right after like
that's why
like fucking chihuahuas, dude.
Gentlemen, if it turned out that boyo was some proper fucking tinfoil wearing, I'm next in line to be abducted kind of guy, then yes, I would accept
Dude,
in the case of my disappearance.
If you've ever wanted an indication,
I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
Killed her husband. Look at her new husband. There's a wedding photo of her with him on a leash. Like that's a man that got mouthy. That's a man that got, hang on. Whoa. That's a man who got mouthy at her once while they were dating, and then she very quickly explained to him, going, "The last motherfucker that talked to me like that got fed to my motherfucking tigers. So if you want to stay in the fucking game, stay in the fucking game and do what you're fucking told." Carole Baskin fucking out. Boom. Drop the mic. That kind of scenario.
Or he's just
she broke that man.
No.
Which hang on, bear with me. No, bear with me. Bear with me.
Broke that motherfucker, dude.
Hang on. Bear with me, right? When you look at people who are submissive in bed, a lot of the times they are very strong characters normally. You know, they're the alpha types, you know, very in your face.
But he's not an alpha type.
That's
she
the
has
duality
him
of
completely
personality.
bitch-whipped.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
If you see the way that
he answers the camera.
Apart from Carole, the way he acts, the way he carries himself, the way he speaks about Joe, the way he speaks about the case, apart from Carole, who he is submissive to, we have established, he's not a submissive person. So that's why I'm saying...
Right, but he never like he's like, yeah, of course we went up against him, right, babe? Yeah. Like that motherfucker. No, there's not like
he's a man who's working on script and does what he's told to do.
I don't want to like husband. You fuck right.
Yeah, because he's in fear of getting fed to a fucking tiger.
Yes, because he does not want to die by a fucking tiger.
He.
Like that motherfucker, dude. He fucking knows.
The craziest part is when he just starts randomly singing her a song.
Yeah, and
he's like, "I wouldn't leave you in May." Or I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
No, hang on a second.
Like saying, "Baby, please don't kill me."
No.
Next month.
Do you want to know what that told me? Straight up, that told me this motherfucker is in on everything, and they're doing this deliberately for the camera. A lot of the stuff they did was done deliberately for the camera, in my opinion,
dude,
because he is just
the wedding photos.
Hang on. Well,
that was
hang on.
I don't know what
they are not
the wedding photo.
remotely fucking happy at how they were put across in that documentary at fucking all.
No.
She's trying to sue them. That's how much she's not happy. So that's not someone who put on an act.
So
that's someone who thought they were putting on an act and just was
exactly.
Exactly. But no. Hang on a second. That's exactly my fucking point. They thought they were putting on an act.
Which is why I don't
like
think
doing
that
the
guy's
things
a
with the
submissive
fucking
guy.
singing.
She had a conversation with him where she went, "You talk to me like that again, motherfucker. I'll feed you to the fucking tiger like I did Tom. I'll feed you to the fucking tiger." And then he was like, "Oh fuck,"
because you look. He said he said least amount possible in every fucking interview, and if he said more, it was to praise her. I can't believe he's hurting my poor fucking wife. How awesome she is. How great she is. I would never do this. I would never do this to
Ever.
you.
Just to
Like,
clarify,
that
and let me reiterate that again.
And she
I will
just be
never
like,
do this to you.
And she just gives you that blank, like looking out into the stars,
or the
stare,
evil
just like she
laughter.
does. Like,
We're like, yeah, in Tiger at like midnight. Yeah, no, love you. Like that bitch was scared, dude.
you wouldn't put perfume on this shoe. You would put whatever that oil.
I mean, the woman. There's also the
my
fact
God.
when they were asking her
Yeah,
about
dude, I'm
Joe
sick-
Exotic, she
that's
was
kinda
like,
hard
"If he
one to
sets
figure
foot in
out.
this goddamn sanctuary, I'll pour sardine oil on him and feed him to a fucking tiger." Oh, really? Will you? Oh, fuck off! I never saw that coming.
Dude, I'm in the state my own home. That bitch scared me. She knew. She's like, oh look, they said I put him in this grinder.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I think there's a murder being discussed in our comments feed.
Um,
That bitch scared me. At least with batshit crazy Joe, I knew what I was getting into.
Look,
that bitch is
as
like
we
a
all said
fucking
earlier,
unsolved
when
mystery
the two
waiting to
straightest
fucking
people in
unfold.
the entire documentary, and I don't mean sexually orientated wise, I mean like straight shooter people in the entire documentary are the guy that runs a tiger cult and the guy who used to work for the fucking Mexican cartel. It's madness. Oh, we haven't talked about the tiger cult guy yet.
Stark was pretty honest as well.
There's vagabond.
No, we need
Doc
Start
and-
my don't do that.
Vagabond.
Vagabond?
Dr. Antle. Did you see when your woman was
Vagabond.
like, what's he a doctor in? He was like,
Vagabond.
holistic medicine. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. No,
That
it
guy
wasn't
was
this-
an
no,
absolute
hang on, it wasn't.
trip.
It wasn't
Thank you. That
holistic
was it. Sorry,
medicine.
'cause
It was
holistic medicine doesn't
spiritualistic
work.
something
Sorry.
else.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yoga kind of
Yeah. Oh,
spiritual
man.
rising kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, okay. And where'd you get vagabond from? Vagabond's a word for God, just to let you know.
Go and Baskin, dude.
Oh, Lord.
My favorite part is when they're getting ready to like they introduce him, and like the director of the document or the guy who does the documentary, they're like pulling up. He's like, "Yeah, I should probably go into my house and open the door. You guys come in." I'm like, "Hey, we're first meeting like this." It's like and then he comes out and they're like showing that he's doing all these shows. Comes out on this big elephant. And this guy,
my
absolutely
favorite moment of him in the my favorite moment of him in the documentary was when the documentary guy was asking him about all the women working on the place, and he's just like, "Look, before I get into it, I know people are going to throw around the term tiger cult and all of that kind of thing, and I have to just put it out there that is not what's going on here at all. You're fucking all of these women, though, right? Yeah." And they live here and only leave when you let
it's like
them
Joe,
leave, correct?
him,
Yeah.
and
You don't really
Baskin, dude.
pay them as such as more give them pocket money and penis. yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay.
So
Penis and a new name and titty implants if he doesn't like your tatas.
So I was
that fucked me up. Oh yeah, that's right. Like that
was
fucked me
it with one chick that worked for him that left. That was on the documentary, right?
Implants that
yeah.
Yeah, well, because like I couldn't remember because I told you Fox had a special
that must have been
earlier in the week, and I couldn't remember if that was. It was I watched, so it really didn't show much more. This is where going with Doc Antle, where he absolutely doesn't make any sense. Where he was like, the documentary said that I had a whole bunch of wives. I don't have a whole bunch of wives. I have a whole bunch of girlfriends.
They accuse me of polygamy, and I guarantee you that is not what's going on here. Doc Antle just be fucking.
And he's like, and none of them are under the age of 50 years old, so they know what they're getting into. It's like
none of them are under the age of 50 years old. That's not what you said in the documentary.
That's what he says.
I'm pretty sure I heard several
women
go, he met me when I was 17. Yeah, none of them are under 50 years old now. now. Yeah.
Because he's been doing it for 30 years.
Again?
Also, some of the women on that farm,
God,
was
what a
like,
fucking
none of
weirdo.
them are under
That
15 years
shows-
old. I'm going to have to say bullshit. Sorry, sorry. Bullshit. There was a blonde. Bullshit. There was a blonde one there that was definitely 20 something.
That showed fucking Ansel's like level above Joe though, because he had that shit under like lock and fucking
he's
key.
got.
You know, you have the like, all right, so you know he picks out our fucking outfits because like,
Yeah,
well, we need to look
that's what
sexy
Tigers
for
need.
the fucking Tigers. Really? The Tigers fucking care what you look like?
Wait, look sexy for the Tigers. What do the Tigers care?
Yeah, I need bigger boobs for the Tigers. And well, even though I didn't really want
The one that
The Tigers are going to eat you no matter what you're wearing.
right.
the one that really got me was the when he brings them in for the mysticism part of it, and you know he brings them in, he opens up their chakras, and eventually he gets to the stage where it's the touch and that spiritual awakening for that
The
first
sound
time.
of the cherry going.
You know, dude, like I wouldn't have thought shit about it. But then they fucking interviewed his son. And he was all like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. His name's like
Master of
God.
his own world.
And then they go back and they talk to all the ladies like, oh, yeah, the name
It's
he goes by is God. And
Vagabond.
he's all like, no, I mean, like, that's kind of like close. Thank you. And he's like, no. That means like close to God or friend of God. Like,
No. I googled it. I'm pretty sure it's
they were
God.
doing
No
this
matter
slow
what he
motion.
does, it sounds like a
Not
fucking
friend
cult.
of, not accompaniment, not maitre d' to, not cousin of.
But the thing is, no matter what that word means, it's still a fucking cult.
right.
Like close
It's
to
like
God,
every
friend
religion.
of God, cock of God, whatever you want to call it. It's still a fucking cult.
Isn't every organized religion? To be
Backpedal.
perfectly honest, and isn't every organized religion all about cock as well? I certainly know Christianity
That's
is.
this stream shut down.
Oh, really?
What? It is. Cannibalism, zombies, and the rape of underage women.
Wasn't really cannibalism. It was more
Isn't it
blood letting.
underage boys?
Yeah, but they didn't
This is
actually
my
eat
body.
his
Come
body.
eat it. That's fucking
They ate
cannibalism.
crackers that were his body. They did drink his blood. though.
Right. I was kind of like, this is my body.
This bread is my flesh.
Oh,
This
I
bread,
cannot
this,
believe
this,
you told me
this
that
bread is
right
my flesh. This blood is my wine. Or this wine is my blood.
Giz,
Eat
this
of
beer
bread,
is my
bread of
penis.
flesh,
Does
blood
that
of
mean
my
I'm
blood.
holding my cock in my
Okay,
hand?
technically what he said.
If
like,
that's
what
the way
he
that your God
said-
rolls, then yes.
No, what he said and all the pastors interpreted, completely fucking different, bro.
Well, by that reckoning, there's at least, what,
You know,
15, 1600 different versions based on all the different translations.
Too sweet
Sadly,
because it always lands us in trouble. But you know what? I've had a couple of Heinekens and I've been talking about crazy hillbillies all night. So go ahead.
Sorry,
I'm just going to sit back here. I'm going to smoke my
My
pipe.
bad.
I'm going to drink my Heine.
I'm just trying to argue the fact that, like, you know, I'm a Christian. Yeah, no, there's a lot of bad shit that has happened. It's more the people kind of like, wow, I get to wrap this around the Tiger Jet or Tiger King. It's more the people that have fucked up a lot of bad shit than it really is like the interpretation.
Honestly, it's just a scam, and all of it is a scam. And the whole point is to bring in people with weak minds, weak wills, no hope, thinking that they have nothing else to believe in. Use that to your own benefit. Get what you want for them. Throw them away when they're no longer of use. That is pretty much all of it. Every single,
Okay.
whether
Will
it's
we,
tigers or whether it's someone on a cross.
We're on the hour mark.
Okay.
We're
In
on
the
the hour
sense
mark.
of
Will we move into the final
Holy
sections
fucking
of what happens? Excuse me. Where we
The final sections.
the
you mean,
downfall
like,
of Joe
the whole
Exotic,
part
what a
where
Jeff Lowe
because
is,
Joe
where
is
did
continuously
he
on
get
about
that nanny from, and what company are hiring them out, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Jeff,
Wait, no, you
Jeff
have
Lowe
to
is a
let
con
me do
artist
the
that
Law and
managed to
Order
convince
thing. I
Joe
spent time doing
Exotic
it.
that he could make all these troubles go away. Do your thing.
It was the one. It was the one with
Tell
your
us to
heading
move on.
that you
Tell
chose.
us where to move on to.
Just in case anyone didn't get a chance to read it.
I'll be back in a second.
Actually, anytime we talk about something stupid,
was
I'm going to cut
appropriate.
to that window for this specific section. So, Joe,
As long as we all agree that Kirk Hammond got fucked in the situation. Because I'm sorry, he got fucked.
Who?
Kirk Hammond. He was
Kirk
the
Hammett's your man from
documentary-
Metallica.
No. Kirk Hammett is the guitarist
was
from
like-
Metallica.
That's what I was like. What did we get?
Doing the guitar,
What did we get
the guitar for
Metallica
Joe's
involved into this?
music career.
His name is Rick Kirkham.
I believe you're thinking of Rick Kirkman was the guy that was trying to do the stuff.
Okay, 3 drinks later, reading on a fucking iPad, dude.
I'm not reading off nothing. I just know that Kirk Hammett is the guitarist from Metallica, and Rick Kirkman is the poor bastard that
Which
tried
is
to do a
why you
fucking
are
TV
so
show.
fucking awesome, Giz. Go you, all right?
I was there about an hour ago, or an hour and a half
So-
ago.
Thanks,
So
all
anyway,
right? Who?
Joe, as we explained,
That fuck
after getting
situation.
into he essentially renamed his Tiger Park after Carole's Tiger Park, except he put some different word in front of it. Yeah, he put that's
he
it. He
put
put
Big Cat
entertainment at
Rescue
the end
Entertainment.
because that's how you avoid copyright. Wrong.
Apparently.
WWE does it, so
That's because
Fucker.
WWE have money
Obviously,
and
they
have a
took
room
away the
full of
F.
lawyers that eat the souls of children
Took
for
out the
breakfast.
F.
they got
Not wrong.
the F out.
See, that's where fucking Joe fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
So,
because Joe
Jeff
is in
Lowe
a
comes in,
legal action lawsuit
and-
with Carole over the Big Cat Rescue name, and it turns out, not unlike WWE, Carole fucking Baskin has got a goddamn bunch of fucking money and goddamn bloodthirsty fucking lawyers, and they're out here trying to bleed me and my mama dry, even though technically I'm the one that bled my mama dry, and they're only bleeding her dry by proxy of me. But anyway, regardless of that, goddamn Carole fucking Baskin.
Because she
Yeah,
dropped
that was
what
another
was it?
thing.
She dropped a fucking mill in this lawsuit.
And then
And
she
he
was
dropped,
trying to
like-
supposedly
Yeah,
repossess his parents' house, and
The
That
only
was-
thing...
Because he dropped what was it, half a mil? She dropped a mill in his lawsuit. And again, I have to say
yeah,
that was his fault.
Yeah, and so eventually...
That's like me using the fucking Gorecast logo and trying to change the font or some
Yeah,
shit.
that's
he
how
was
you end up
way,
getting smacked
he fucked
like a
up.
bitch. Just to let anyone out there know. I won't ring a lawyer. I'll GPS you and I'll show you your house.
No,
My fucking logo.
not a baseball bat.
Who's Carole
fucking
Baskin?
Baskins.
I don't care. My fucking logo.
Do I gotta feed a?
Yeah.
Do I gotta feed a motherfucker to a tiger?
Talk to me again like that, boy. I'll feed you to a goddamn tiger. Where are you going to get it to a goddamn tiger? None of your fucking business.
I'm
I'm
gonna get
Carole
your
Baskin.
fucking Baskins.
Stop hitting me.
John, oh. I just had in the middle of all that, I just had this vision of Baskin inside in a restaurant going, who the fuck do I gotta feed to a tiger to get a decent meal around here?
And her
So
husband
anyway,
fucked the fuck up who served this motherfucker?
She can get anything she wants now. If she goes to a restaurant, she goes to Walmart, be like, "You guys, I'm gonna feed you. No, I'm gonna feed fucking motherfucking Daddy Walmart, whoever he is. He's getting fed to a fucking tiger."
Fucking
yeah,
didn't skip
she's
this
got so
freak,
much
who
gangster
you?
level clout now. It's not even funny.
Oh man, wouldn't it be hilarious if gangsters started arriving onto her gaff?
I'd imagine it'd be the same
How
gangsters
much
that were
to feed
dealing
to
with the
the tigers?
cartel guy, except that they won't have the issue because she doesn't have an issue feeding people to tigers.
I was saying she's a bitch, but as long as there's not a camera there,
Yeah, because
Carole
you kind of
fucking
feel bad for
Baskin,
the cartel,
bitch.
the guy that was in with the cartel, because he kind of got told that people were getting fed to his tigers. Do you know what I mean? He's like, "There's no point saying it in court. What am I going to be like? I was only there. I didn't actually feed anyone to the tiger." It's just kind of like, get the fuck in prison, you motherfucker. Yeah, I was like, you ain't wrong, bro.
To be fair,
I
to be
went
fair,
there, but I did feed a bitch to a tiger.
No, you're right. He's kind of going, well, the buck stops with me. This shit all happened. I'm supposed to be the fucking head honcho. So what am I going to say? I didn't do it. My boy did it instead, and then they found out about it.
I love his fucking honesty, though, because he's all like, yeah, that shit was based on me. I walked in that bitch by myself, picked that shit up. Like, he's like, I don't care. I've done my time. The only motherfucker I gave like zero shits about was Kirsten.
Oh, your man that fucking was basically just doing what he could to fuck over everyone else and get away scot-free.
Like, that motherfucker charged against him that he was just trying to get out of. And it happened to luck out that him and, however many other people got out of shit. But if you look at it, that bitch was not a fucking player.
Are you talking about the dude that looked like Chucky and was riding on a jet ski?
Yeah, that dude.
That guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah. At least, like, everybody else.
Fuck that guy. He was on that fucking special on Monday doing a fucking Skype interview on his goddamn jet ski. Fuck that guy.
Oh, no shit.
Fuck him up his stupid Prince Valiant haircut fucking ass.
Was that the TMZ one, or was there a different one?
There was some different one that was on like a TMZ. I don't know if that's what you said, but there's a TMZ one that was on this past Monday, and the dude was like doing his little interview on his fucking jet ski. I think he lives on the goddamn
as I was
thing
saying to you during the week, if you are part of the biggest goddamn possibly the biggest documentary ever, because there's never been a documentary that's like had the world talking the way this one has. If you're the guy that ends that documentary riding into the fucking sunset like a boss on a jet ski to "Eye of the Tiger," you'd want to make sure every goddamn time I see you on fucking TV, you better have a fucking jet ski keyring. You better be sitting on a motherfucking jet ski, and there better be someone holding a light, and or you actually in the goddamn fucking sunset.
Because who was it? Kirk Ham, old boy that was shooting the jet ski or shooting the fucking documentary. He was all like,
Kirkman.
Kirkman.
Kirkman, I think.
Okay. He's in like fucking Sweden, and he's like, dude, I can't even walk down the street. Like, people know me. But sadly, when it's a train wreck, everybody fucking knows you, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, nobody. Low fucking, I can't remember his name, but the long-haired fucking zookeeper, the blonde guy. He's like, yeah.
No, not Doc Antle. I know who you're on about. Yeah. The guy that worked for Joe.
Yeah. Even the fucking the double amputees, like, it's weird. I went into Walmart yesterday, and they're like, it's you. This is like the weirdest fucking documentary to be famous for.
And another crazy like aspect to this is talking about Kirkman. The fact that all of his like fucking however many years he's been working on the documentary that he was doing in like the TV show, all it went up into smoke with that freaking reptile thing going up in, which was definitely arson.
That was straight up fucking arson. And again, I'm sorry, that was Joe. Oh, look, I'm out of town. Fuck right, call a fucking arsonist.
And then the whole thing with him going into his lawyer talking about before this, having all this footage. Yeah. He's like, well, the footage is in there, right? He's like, oh, yeah. It's
you
like,
get rid of that.
Stupid son of a bitch.
You know what you need to do, right?
And then, like, who the hell had the camera when he went in there? Right. Like, I didn't we were just listening to, like, looking at the ceiling, and, like who had the camera? I don't know. Like, I'm going to try to secretly blow up all this guy's work. Let me bring in a camera to record it.
He recorded.
Like, that's what made this whole documentary.
He recorded 500 counts of him saying, I'm going to murder Carole Baskin. He asked literally every park employee and some members of the audience, will you murder Carole fucking Baskin on camera? I don't think it's beyond his realm of thought to bring a camera to the arson.
And here's the thing, like,
I'm surprised that wasn't his campaign slogan for when he was trying to become governor or whatever the fuck he was trying to be. Vote for me so we could kill Carole fucking Baskins.
Oh my God, what was the guy's name that he actually, like, technically hired?
Oh, yeah, that guy was a freaking train wreck, too.
Glover.
So the guy who took the money but didn't have any intentions to kill.
Dude, I have to ask the question. When they were interviewing him, Joe post everything and Joe being arrested and all that kind of thing, why was he in a fucking bathtub?
Thank you! That was, like, that's where I was going, like...
I'm so glad they addressed that on the Party Chat episode with Joel McHale, because I was like, that went... The guy nearly murdered someone. He was paid off as a hitman.
Oh my God.
He somehow managed to not get arrested and didn't even have to show up in court. And yet, even with all of those facts in front of me, the biggest confusing thing to me was, why is he being interviewed in a fucking bathtub?
See, and that was my problem. Like,
Jeff Lowe was like, I have no fucking idea.
Money.
He was like, he's there just drinking a bottle of booze, sitting in a fucking bathtub. I don't know what he was thinking.
He's all like, why would I fucking kill somebody?
He sits in a fucking bathtub.
Money. Okay.
Because he's probably out of his gourd.
They're all out of their fucking gourd. Like,
no, I mean, like, right at that time, I think, like, the reason he was in the bathtub, and I did when watching it, was because, I think he's on something.
Okay, dude, like, this whole fucking thing, what was it, 7 episodes? And I kept waiting for the punchline. I kept waiting for, like, episode 7 to be like, haha, fooled you, this is all bullshit. But it kept fucking going. Episode 8, I'm like, oh, okay, Joe McHale, this will be the... So, what do you... Oh my God, like, this is a thing.
I was 2 episodes in, and I was just like, I'll just Google Joe Exotic, or YouTube Joe Exotic TV, see what shows up. And the video's from, like, 15 years ago, and I'm like, oh shit, this dude's fucking legit. Like, I genuinely thought it was going to be... Do you remember that TV show that was out a year or 2 ago on Netflix? Do you remember the guy that... It was done like a perfect murder. Do you remember your man got done for, like, drawing dicks everywhere in the school, and they tried to kick him out, and but it turned out like it was all fake.
Oh,
it was shot like a documentary, but it actually wasn't a documentary. It was all fake. But like, I thought it was going to be one of those kind of scenarios. But no, I was like, these guys are fucking real.
And it also just seemed like the way some of the shots and stuff like that. It's like, this looks like a movie. It doesn't look like a documentary. Like, I'm like, same thing. I'm like, there's no way these people are real life people. Like, how the hell is not that whole cast in jail right now? How is Joe the only one that's fucking in jail right now? I don't understand it.
Fucking IQ, dude.
Because when he ran for political office, he basically held up a great big sign that said, "I exist and I'm a mad bastard and I'm doing this stuff." So when the time came that someone came along and went, let's take a look at him, or where's the evidence, they were willing to kind of go, you know what, he is a mad bastard, and he did stand up on TV, and at the end of the day,
I really think the major downfall was saying, I'm going to murder Carole Baskin 500 times on fucking camera.
All the time, yes.
Not going to fucking argue.
It's your imagination.
Stop, there's in my imagination.
I will say,
computer. Piece of crap.
And I can't believe I'm about to fucking say this. I felt bad for Joe in the end of all of this. Because he was like that fucking special ed kid that thought he was doing really good, but fucking wasn't, dude. He stepped into like a regular kid's class and was outgunned. Lowe was above his fucking pay grade. Carole above his fucking pay grade, and they
it doesn't take much to be above his pay grade, so don't really give them a pat on the back.
No, I'm not saying like they're fucking like super smart criminals. We're talking about like fucking barrel licking, bottom of the fucking barrel people. But like that shows his level, dude.
They must be the smartest fucking criminals if they're not in fucking jail right there with them, because
Thank you.
It doesn't make any sense how they're not.
Yeah.
Doc Antle's place was raided in December.
No, it was.
Lowe, Joe, your man Lowe is under. Your man Lowe apparently has like multiple
that's
cases.
Why all of this happened.
They're hovering over him. The fucking bio and the jet ski is pretty much done because he's now known as a rat.
He's okay, but again though, I may be a rat with a jet ski. Thank you. I may be a rat with a fucking jet ski. I may have shit pending. I may be getting looked at. Joe's punk ass is in fucking jail. Taking it from whatever age group he may or may not like.
The thing with Joe is, and I was talking to my fiance about this and everything, that you feel bad for him initially because he is oddly charming in a weird, crazy hillbilly kind of way. It was like a day afterwards when I was like kind of assessing all of the info back through my head that I was like, he's a fucking scumbag. They're all fucking scumbags. Like literally everybody on that TV series that owned a tiger park deserved to be in jail. Bar the former drug dealer because he's done his time and he's moved on with his life and he's done the... Yeah.
He was this fucking scumbag with the lowest IQ that couldn't leave well enough alone and couldn't smartly navigate his way through the bullshit.
Because you think about it, what was it? Lowell looked up hey, and on camera, if I'm gonna pop this bitch, it will be on her walking trail at 2:00 right here.
That's because Joe's the one that made the hit. What Jeff Lowe did was just talking.
Hold on a second.
That.
Hang on. I actually, believe it or not, think that a degree Joe was set up. In regards, right? He made himself an excellent target, and then all it needed was your man Glover and your man Lowe to be on the same page, which we both know they are, and with your man fucking jet ski boy there and all the fucking shit that they have of him saying about what he's going to do to Baskin on the internet. It's
why they made such a cockamamie plan in the first place. Because Jeff knew full well, he was like, there's so much video evidence of him trying to do this thing that all I need to do is get this motherfucker in front of a jury and it'll handle itself after that. I don't need to do anything else.
Because if you think about it, the FBI wanted the hit and all of these supposed bad shit he had done to the Tigers.
Which none of that would have happened. I don't think it would have been nearly that intent and kind of went, I'm running for a political office and kind of waved his flag around a bit.
I don't know.
It brought attention to himself from places that it might not have been before. He might have just been written off as this fucking underlying thing, but he kind of stood on the soapbox and went, come get me.
Like that whole what's it called, where he was stealing money from one spot to the other. Thank you. He was in that same aspect. He was embezzling. So again, he brought so much shit on himself. I'm going to stand here in front of a camera, in front of people. I'm going to kill the bitch. I want the bitch dead. He went political and stole money to push that political aspect. He was the fucking retarded kid in the room, dude.
Mm.
And then didn't he also defend himself in court, or did he have...
Yeah. He stood up and defended himself.
Everybody was like, dude, please don't do this. And he was like, no. I got this, bitches.
And just how also...
I don't know how it could possibly go wrong for me.
It's also how naive he was, because you hear the recording of him talking to the director, whoever he was talking to from in jail. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting out tomorrow. I'm going to be ready to start my life and restart everything." And then he gets hit with 72 years or whatever the fuck.
22.
And sadly, dude, a lot of that was his own perception of the world. Part of that was kind of Kurtman's fault in Joe's world, because he's like, hey, here's a big throne, you're the Tiger King, and that made Joe think I'm the motherfucking Tiger King.
Whoa. Whoa. Hang
It's not
on a minute.
Kirkman's
As a
fault
guy
that
who's a
Joe's
filmmaker,
an egomaniac.
Kirkman just orchestrated a good visual shot. At no stage.
He orchestrated it to an individual that he openly knew was batshit crazy.
That's like me hiring an actor who's slightly out there and making them play a serial killer, and then they go off and kill a load of people in real life, and it's my fault that they became a serial killer. That's not the way that works.
I'm not saying right. No, but like this whole train wreck is like a step 1, step 2 of everybody's fucking deal,
dude. Before Kirkman was in the picture, Joe was an egomaniac, which is why he hired Kirkman to shoot his own TV series.
Because he was already doing somewhat of a show before that.
Yeah, he was doing the Joe Exotic show, and then he told Kirkman to come in. He wanted to shoot a TV series for TV, and then Kirkman spent 5 minutes with him.
Kirkman was doing a different.
Kirkman was
doing a different documentary at first, and then he got put on Joe's trail.
Exactly, that was part of the contract.
Yeah, because he was talking. It was something to do with snakes or something.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll do the documentary, and
No.
Whoa,
Kirkman isn't the guy with the snakes. The guy who shot. Stop for a second. The guy who shot the Netflix documentary is the guy who was initially doing a documentary about animals that are being kept in captivity and things like that. And while he was there looking at these big white albino pythons that were being imported in, Joe showed up to pick up one of the snakes because it was for him. But he also had like someone showed up and there was tigers in the truck.
The person who had the snakes had the tigers, and he asked how he had these tigers, and then that kind of developed into the whole tiger breeding thing right there, and that's what originally the documentary was supposed to be about.
This is the chaos of the fucking documentary.
It was Kirkman that started doing the documentary on the lizards, and then some guy came in to buy a lizard, showed him that he had a snow leopard or something, or a Siberian tiger or something in the back of the van, and that led Kirkman to meet Joe.
Kirkman.
Yeah, there's two different people doing documentaries. So
Kirkman
the names
is the guy whose footage got burnt down in the tent.
Yeah, and
that's not the
not
same
the same guy. The guy who was shooting the iguana documentary
the
and saw the tigers is the guy that shot this documentary.
The actual Tiger King.
Or his name isn't Kirkman either. It's Kirk.
I felt bad for Kirkman because he'd spent how many years producing a fucking show that he openly admitted was like, this is a stupid fucking show, but the contract stipulates we will produce it while I'm getting my documentary footage. So when the studio burnt down, that poor bastard had a fucking shutdown. He didn't know what he was going to do because all of his money that he was about to fucking cash in on was gone. In defense, I'm like, how the fuck do you leave all of your footage in one area? Like, not to be a dick.
He lives on a tiger farm. Where else would you leave the footage?
Okay, but Kirkman said, though, I haven't backed up for a while. And as a gamer, where freeze-ups and, like, I can't even imagine all the bullshit as a gamer that I've come across. You're banking your fucking life on this shit. And you've not at one point, hey, Steve, take this hard drive and go back it up, bro. Like, you're banking your entire life on this, dude. He openly stated, I put more money into this than I have any other project. So when that bitch burnt down and took like 9, 8 fucking alligators, oh my God, my life's fucking over. So I took the clothes on my back, got in my fucking car and left. Mm-hmm. He knew who he was fucking dealing with. On a date, like he saw Joe in a deeper aspect than we did. He fucking openly admitted, like, Joe does shady shit.
Yeah, well, like he said that even in his documentary, he was shooting around. He was constantly shooting around shady shit that Joe was doing.
Right. So the shit that I recorded 3 days ago should have been off-site at least
like
3 days ago.
In the Joe McHale interview thing, I know that they said that that Kirk had said that this woman showed up with a horse that, you know, he was old and stuff, and they were going to put him out to pasture or whatever. And Joe was like, he got Kirk over, film all this now, quick. And he's like, yeah, don't you worry, we'll take him in, we'll find a good home for him, and he's going to be out of pasture, and he's going to have a nice, happy life or whatever. And Kirk said, he was like, that woman was off the property no longer than 5 minutes. Then Joe was like,
Right.
bring that horse around the back, just shot the horse in the fucking face, chopped it up, fed it to the tigers.
That tells me I have to get shit off site. This bitch is crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, we are
Crazy
hitting
more than-
the hour and a half mark nearly, which is a half an hour longer than I was planning to talk about. Carole fucking Baskin. So
I just want to clear one thing up before we do that. So Rick Kirkman is the director who had his shit blown up. Eric Good is the director of Tiger King.
Rick
those
Kirkman
are two
is
separate
the guy
directors
that was in the documentary, and the other guy is the guy you see at the very start of the documentary that is filming the iguana and the snakes, and then sees the tiger in the back of a truck.
Yes.
Okay, so...
And to be clear, this is like red shit crazy that even I could not comprehend, dude.
Initially the plan for tonight was, and Buzz is going to get really angry, and you might get a video out of him later on, I'm not 100% sure, but the plan was that we were all going to do, Barrick is, because he's a curmudgeon that way, all going to do a Joe Exotic sing-along song with you, everyone in the audience, and I have the song all here queued up, lyrics and all for you, except there's no way of the other three lads hearing it and or seeing it, which means I'll be singing it on my own, and I'm not doing that. So what you're going to have instead? So what you're going to have instead is the entertaining time of a sing-along Joe Exotic video for you, with the four of us kind of dancing and or reacting as it goes along, and then, as is customary on a Sunday night, which is tomorrow, myself and Giz are on American Horrors, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, where we're going to be talking about temporal displacement terrors as we get into some of the weirdest and quirkiest horror movies that involve you getting stuck in time loops and getting stuck in alternate dimensions and things of that. So a trailer will be playing for that after the Joe Exotic sing-along song. It's Gorecast. That's exactly right, Katie. Yep. So it's time for Gorecast. I suppose we'll just dance and whatever tickles our fancy. Okay, Gorecast.
Apparently, I must hear you sing.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to put this out so you guys can just hear it.
It's okay. I'm good.
She was a rich woman, she had rich taste, she felt the blood running through her veins. She liked the
For anyone who
life
doesn't
she
know,
had,
this song
she
is all about
loved
Carole
big
Baskin killing her
cats
husband
and the
and feeding him to a
beauty
tiger.
of being untamed. Well, everything was fine, just as sweet as wine, but her husband
He's talking about two of them, and then like they each had like 28 songs.
Right, and music videos.
But then it got a
Also, I hate to break it to you, but because of the way you have the
little
lyrics and the
hazy,
lyrics
and the
are
cop
backwards.
said there's something wrong here. Oh, here, kitty, kitty. Oh, mama's got some treats
I feel
for
people aren't actually singing it
you.
all.
Oh, here, kitty, kitty.
Can you hear
No,
Carole
I
singing?
can't, but
You
you're telling
can't
me to sing
find
that with your
this
voice.
taste in the zoo. Oh, here,
So good.
kitty,
So good that I won't sully it with this song.
Mama Carole, she sure loves you. Oh, kitty, kitty. Oh, Mama made this for you.
I love it. Mama made it for you.
I feel they got out of lyrical tense and just got into what words rhyme.
Yeah. Dude, he was the epitome of like bad press is good press. Like Oh my god.
No, he's the epitome of there's no such thing as bad Buddhism.
There we go.
Actually, credit to the guys that are actually playing the music because it's not Joe Exotic. It sounds very Dust Till Dawn until you get into the lyrics side of things.
So if you're ever down in Tampa on a big cat refuge, don't pick a fight with your wife. Cause it's a big 40 acres, and if you're not careful, you'll be gone in the blink of an eye. No bones, no remains, but that won't change the fact that Dawn sure ain't coming back.
You're getting a little bit something.
But you can't prosecute.
I just hear little echoes coming from
There's
whoever's
nothing
listening.
left but tiger trap.
It's hilarious.
I'm just reading the lyrics as they come up.
Oh, yeah, Mama's got some treats for
There's nothing left
you.
but tiger tracks.
Oh, here, kitty, kitty.
Is he holding like a pile of
Can't
shit?
find
I'm pretty
this
sure it's
taste
a
in the zoo. Oh, here, kitty, kitty. Oh, Mama Carole, she sure loves you. Oh, here, kitty, kitty. Oh, Mama
Did they show like a scene like while they were like filming it, like one of the tigers actually almost tried to kill Ness?
Oh, Mama's got some treats for you. Oh, here, kitty, kitty. You can't
It's a classic. It's a fucking classic. I don't know how I'm here.
I know.
Mama Carole, she sure loves you.
I saw tiger.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Oh my god.
Mama made this for you.
The credits now. Are we?
Mama made this for you.
I don't actually know if we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. There we go. Anyway.
Oh my
It's a
god, that
fucking
was
cracker.
such a
That's what it is.
fucking deal.
It's disturbing.
Oh man, dude, the best one. I only like that one because it's about Carole Baskin feeding people to her cats. But the best one's the fucking the fucking tiger love. Oh, what is it? I love tigers. Tigers love man.
Tiger love man.
Oh, fucking goddamn country classics. Every single one of them. Yeah,
Move over, Garth Brooks.
I got friends in tiger places now, motherfucker. Send you out to sea. Okay, here's our trailer for American Horrors. We'll talk to you later. Bye. I'll be back in a sec. Is on Skype. I'll be back in a sec. Is on Skype. What the fuck? Weird. Ah! Shit. Oh. I think I figured this out. I'll be back in a sec. Is on Skype. What the fuck? Weird. Ah! shit. I think I figured this out.
Man, where the snake have you been? I've been trying to call you for like the last 15, 20 minutes or
I've been
something.
having one weird fucking day.
Did it take you like a half an hour to get from your bed to the bathroom?
No, I kept reappearing in the hallway. What the? How do you know that?
Let's just say you were lucky.
Oh. Actually, that gives me an idea for an episode, though. Join myself and the kids this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, only on American Horrors, for a brand new episode where we're going to be talking about some time temporal placement terrors to tickle your tantalizing taste buds.
Brought to you by the letter T.
For temporal.